Hey everybody, it's Lauren here bringing you another video to talk about the abs. So I'm really excited to do a discussion today to give you guys the basics that you will need in order to perform abs effectively moving forward in your workout program. So today I have a little demonstration here. I wanted to be able to share the muscle groups that are involved in the core. And so there's three main muscle groups that we have, and I'm going to help draw them up here for you today as a way to make it a little bit interactive and to explain how the core works. So again, we have three muscle groups, and we're going to demonstrate on this awesome drawing that I made. And so the first muscle group is the rectus abdominis. These are the muscles that go down the middle of your torso. Whenever you look at someone having a six-pack, or when we talk about feeling that burn in our core, a lot of times what we're feeling is that rectus abdominis muscle. It is the most superficial or outmost layer that we have, and they run vertically. So they run up and down on the body like this. The next muscle group that we're going to talk about then is the external obliques. Now we do have external and internal obliques, but the ones that are a little bit easier to target and feel like you're working are the externals. The internal obliques are really close to the organs and so deep into the body that we definitely can't differentiate if we're engaging internal or external. But those muscles run on a diagonal down towards the belly button, and so those ones cross over like this and like this. And then the last muscle group that we have is called the transverse muscle group. It runs horizontally across the lower abdomen. These ones are one of the harder ones to target just because it is such a deep layer in the body. It's the most deep abdominal layer that we have, and so we have a harder time finding those muscles and engaging them. So those are your three muscle groups. As you can see, they kind of overlap a little bit. This is obviously not a perfect drawing, but it's important to try to target each muscle group, and a lot of times several ab exercises will target more than one muscle group at a time. The second thing I want to talk about today are my top 4 guidelines when you're going to consider doing core work. A lot of these I feel when I've worked with clients or consultations with members, sometimes these small details can be overlooked, and it's going to really make a huge difference in your ab strength and your performance if you can start to incorporate some of these simple steps. So the first one I wanted to talk to you today about is just simply form and doing things with slow, concerted, very mindful reps. And so the slower you go, I actually feel like you can get more muscle engagement and more out of the ab exercise. So make sure each ab exercise is done with slow, purposeful movement, and you're really keeping strong form. The second one I kind of think is the most important. I abbreviated it saying the MM connection. What that means is mind to muscle connection. So not only do you need to do the exercise, but abs are a little unlike other muscle groups in that they don't just naturally activate. You really have to think hard about intentionally squeezing those muscles tight and engaging them before you perform the movement. So again, if we can continue to think hard about the muscle we're trying to control, you will get more out of each ab exercise. Number 3 then is a little bit of the opposite. It is disengagement of all other muscle groups. So it's a common example would be like a leg raise. When you're lifting your legs up and down, right, you are probably noticing you feel your quads and hip flexors a lot. And maybe you're a person who says, I don't really feel my abs that much, but man, do I feel my legs working hard. And so while yes, there's many ab exercises that incorporate many muscle groups, the hope is that you have enough mind muscle control to disengage the muscles that you're not trying to use as much, so that you're able to engage the abs. So again, disengagement of unnecessary and secondary muscle groups. Fourth and final is what I call just creating a vacuum. So what that means is you want to think about your spine and abdominal muscles as being so tightly contracted in all directions. So you're going to use these muscle groups as your mental guide to take your rectus abdominis and tighten around the spine from top to bottom. pull the transverse in and the external obliques down and inward. When you do this, you're essentially creating a suction around the spine to create as much muscle engagement as you possibly can and to protect the spine along the way. So if you can do these 4 steps in your ab exercises, I guarantee you'll find an improvement in your performance and strength overall. In future videos, I'm going to then now finally break down a beginner, intermediate, and advanced level ab workouts. So stay tuned for the next videos, and good luck.